have some fun today. Well, now who are my Lion King fans out there? Let me hear you. You're in the perfect place, because we are going to celebrate the Lion King. So in 1994, this amazing animated musical was brought to the big screen for all of us. And I don't know about you, but 23 years later, I am still in love with this film. How about you? Yes, well, you know, I'm so excited because I get the honor of getting you excited and riled up for what you are about to experience on this stage.
Please welcome the producer of the Walt Disney Studios' cinematic masterpiece, The Lion King, Don Hahn.
Thank you. Yes, I am legendary producer Don Hahn. Welcome. You are beautiful this morning. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting in line. It's been a busy weekend, but have you been having fun? It was crowded at my hotel. I had to share a room with 2 stormtroopers and a Wookiee. Wasn't all that bad, actually. So listen, we're here to talk about this really special movie. 23 years ago, we had this movie, yes, called The Lion King. And it was a long journey getting this movie to the screen, and that's what we want to talk about today. You know, it's ended up being the highest grossing hand-drawn animated film of all time. And yes, we knew, because we had trouble getting people to work on it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And we actually did draw it with a pencil, the old-fashioned way, which was kind of fun. We'll talk about that too. So we're going to dive right in. I want to bring out right away one of the directors of The Lion King. Please welcome to the Lion King stage, the fantastic Rob Minkoff. See each other in a while, so this is good for us to kind of catch up and reminisce. So I mentioned it a little bit, but we couldn't get people to work on this movie.
That is true. The reason was because when we were making Lion King, it was the first time in the history of the Walt Disney Studio that 2 movies were going to be made at the same time, Lion King and Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And so we had a big breakfast meeting to talk about the 2 movies, and the head of the studio got up and basically said, Pocahontas is a home run. It's West Side Story meets Romeo and Juliet meets Dances with Wolves. And Lion King, on the other hand, is kind of an experiment.
Yeah, our pitch was Moses meets Joseph and Hamlet in Africa with music by Elton John.
Nobody loved that.
No, I know, everybody said good luck with that.
But so he said, well, you know, we're not sure about Lion King. We're not sure if it's going to be a success. And so if the movie makes $50 million, I'll get down on my hands and knees. And let me tell you, he did.
He did. In the first week, it made like $100 million, and we forced it to get down on his hands and knees. Fantastic. Now, how did you get into this movie? Because you have done other things, and you know, since Lion King, you directed one of my favorite movies, Stuart Little. Before that, yes, but before this, how did you get into Lion King? What was your first kind of entree?
So, you know, I've been working at the studio for a long time. I started in 1983, and worked as an animator, character designer. I've done some writing. I sort of climbed the ladder and was kind of right at that level where I was going to get that opportunity. I directed 2 Roger Rabbit's shorts. And then I remember seeing a documentary on television called Lions and Hyenas, The Eternal Enemies by Beverly and Derek Joubert. And it was just so incredibly powerful. I remember seeing it and thinking, wow, if The Lion King could be half that strong, it would just be an incredible thing. And so when I got the call from Tom Schumacher, also one of the producers, he said, "Rob, we'd like you to come in and start working on a movie that's called King of the Jungle."
Right.
It wasn't even called Lion King, it was called King of the Jungle.
And we all called it kind of Bambi in Africa because that was like the early short version of it that people could understand.
No, I did go on that very first trip, actually. I missed that trip. Sometimes, you know, they would say it was a kind of a cursed situation. Sometimes if you went on that trip, they'd fire you off the project.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. Let's talk about your co-director, Roger Allers, who Roger also wrote the stage play, the Julie Taylor stage play for The Lion King. And how was it collaborating with him, and talk about that kind of approach to directing with two directors?
Sure. Well, you know, Roger and I hadn't really worked together before, but we knew each other a little bit from working at the studio. And one of the things we would do was get together at lunches when they would have sometimes impromptu musical moments. I remember Frank Thomas, one of the great animators, one of the 9 old men who would come in and play the piano even after he was retired. And Roger and I would always show up and we'd sing. And we would
sees the pool of water below, its reflection. Besides, that's not my father. It's just my reflection. No. Nope. Looks in, and suddenly a breeze blows over the water, and his reflection changes before his eyes into his father's.
You see, he lives in you. You see, he lives in you.
That's great. And all of a sudden, he hears his father's voice coming to him.
Simba.
And does he know it's his father right away, or does he just see this apparition appear at the grassland?
as soon as he hears his father's voice.
Right. The sound is his father. He's been brought so close, it doesn't ever kind of materialize at the top of the blowing grass there.
Yeah, clouds. Actually, a negative shape starts to form between the clouds, to form the shape in the fossil.
And as it comes forward, right, as it comes forward, the grass disappears into sort of a dark void.
Simba, we're forgotten.
Wow.
But, you know, we didn't spend a lot of time with Elton. Elton was usually on the road traveling on tour, and so we would usually get songs on tape, a demo that he would perform in his hotel room, wherever he was, you know, an electric piano. And we'd get it, and we would, you know, go from there. And one of those moments was getting a version of the song "Circle of Life," which was an early version, which was totally different than the one we ended up with, which went, "And we'll all join in the circle of life." And we thought, that's terrible.
It's really bad. It's a terrible setup for them, actually. These guys are all stars, and you know, they're often behind the scenes, and we're going to drag them out in front of all of you today because these are movie stars in my mind. So please welcome to the Lion King stage. Here's Mark Henn and Tony Bancroft. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. This is everybody.
Mark's the temperamental one.
He is.
Hi, everyone.
I'm going to start with Mark because I just always do. Mark is Simba in this movie, is sitting right here in front of us. But that's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Good looking.
It's good. Mark, you usually do. You're a ladies' man, and I don't mean in your personal life. I mean in your professional life because Mark is also Belle in Beauty and the Beast and Jasmine, and you animate these beautiful, you draw so well these beautiful girls, and we would always give the leading ladies and princesses to Mark. This is different. How did you get into this movie in this role? Why did you choose this?
Well, I think basically because it was different. It was, as you said, we were thinking, you know, Bambi in Africa, which was, you know, just kind of a nice way to think about it. But just the opportunity, I was excited to finally put the princess aside for a change and actually look to do something different. And you know, what really attracted me was Scar. I was actually very, very interested in doing Scar and kind of campaigned with you guys about, I had this whole idea of kind of a Rex Reed, kind of a Scar, really big and beefy, and I just wanted to do something different, get out of my princess box, I guess.
Turned out okay, I think.
It did, and I had some very, very good counsel from this gentleman over here who basically told me, look, Simba's the key to this movie. If Simba doesn't work, the movie doesn't work, and we need you on Simba. And I'm like, how do you say no to that? So thank you.
I just have to say about Mark, and you probably have known Mark forever, he's done everything, but you know, Mark was really one of the greatest of the new generation of animators. Frank Thomas, I think, was his sort of inspiration, and Frank was really known as the great actor, animator, and Mark really has been for so many years that, and when I first met Mark and saw his work, I was blown away by it, and have been for so many years, and the fact that you've been able to maintain it for so long is incredible. So anyway, Mark,
It's so true, and this may be stating the obvious, but this gentleman, Tony, is Pumbaa. I don't know why that is. But Pumbaa, now how did you get into Lion King? How did you get into animation and Lion King, and kind of what was your beginnings of this movie?
Oh, you know, I got into animation years and years before because I just was fascinated with drawing characters. I have a twin brother. We used to draw all the time together, draw each other, not each other, other things, girls sometimes we went to be. But we loved to draw, and what I found about Lion King was that, as these guys told you before, it was a defining moment in Disney history where there was a split of the unit, and some of the guys were going on to Pocahontas, which was kind of the A film, and everybody was excited about that. So all the senior guys, except for Mark and Andreas Deja, just a couple guys that stayed on Lion King, but all the senior guys were going on to Pocahontas. And it was opened up an opportunity for young guys like myself. I remember actually submitting to Rob and Roger a VHS tape when they had those of some of my scenes because these guys didn't know the younger generation as well. So we actually had to submit a reel just to get chosen to do the characters. And I wanted Zazu at first because I had just done Iago and Aladdin. I thought, well, it's a bird and that's a bird. I can do birds.
So it's like, once again, biblical. One of the great songs from Timon and Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella is Hakuna Matata. And I have a little clip of Rob and Roger pitching Hakuna Matata in a story meeting, which is really a kick, and I want to share that with you guys right now. Let's take a look at that clip. Movies to get those sequences across. We have a special surprise today. I want to bring out our next guest. We haven't talked about voices, and part of what you guys do is take great inspiration from the voice actors. Absolutely. With us today is the voice of Pumbaa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ernie Sabella.
Don't worry, all the rest of your day is not problem-free. Still not to be a good Matata.
Now, Ernie, you're a very shy guy, and we are so glad.
With my own personal animator, Tony Benko.
Here on stage.
That's the voice that inspired the drawings, though. I mean, how could you not fall in love with that voice and create this wonderful character, Pumbaa?
And when we met in New York, we went to like a little Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Termite Terrace. And you were thrilled that I even knew about Termite Terrace and what an animator was. So I was thrilled that I'm sitting next to you.
And I got the worst guest that night, I think, too, which was a great inspiration.
Look at the time. So half the audience is Googling Termite Terrace right now. Listen, what's interesting though is you didn't come in and audition for Pumbaa, did you?
No, we auditioned for the Heidies. Nathan Lane and I went into the Heidies. We were doing Guys and Dolls on Broadway at night, and we went in, and I think Roger House was there, and we were in this little booth that they concocted, and we're ad-libbing as well. And when we got done, there was silence in the room, and I said to Nathan, well, at least we have a job at night. And we left, and we didn't hear for 2 months, and then it was like, okay, we're Simone and Pumbaa.
Yeah, and that worked out okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bring this up as a delicate subject, but there was, as part of your role, I don't know how you prepared for this, but there was flatulence involved.
Yeah. Well, Mexican food.
Where did that come from?
That came from an early morning session where Nathan was not really awake yet. He was like, we had done 5 shows in a row on Broadway, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I wanted to pick up his spirits. So he would say a line, and I go, and he'd start tearing. He'd say, don't do that. I'm sorry. Well, after like 15 minutes of this, he could not see the page. He was like, that's so funny! So we woke up. I didn't know he was going to be in the movie. You did that.
Sorry. Sorry. We wanted to... That is the real thing, and speaking of the real thing, let's take a look at that clip of Pumbaa expressing himself.
I've been hurt that my friends never stood downwind.
Let me tell you this. We did a lot of press. I had just done theater. I didn't really do a movie in my life. Now I'm in The Lion King, and I'm doing a lot of press. And Nathan's right next to me. So I kept saying, yes, Pumbaa is the first Disney character to have gas. And, it was one of those, what? And so, I don't know what time it was, but I said to somebody, a big room, and I said, yes, Pumbaa is the first Disney character to have gas. And Nathan leaned over, took the mic and said, actually, it was Snow White, but we don't talk about it.
Oh, boy. Totally lost control here. It's so funny. Yeah, I wanted these guys to see you and Nathan working together because we always recorded you together, but there was so much energy between the two of you, which was something I think for Rob and Roger was really.
Thank you guys for letting us do that. That's right. I mean, we were the only two that worked together. They said up until that time in Disney history. So we really fed off each other. Because at night, doing Guys and Dolls, we were doing that too. So, and we knew each other for 20 years.
Well, let's go back a few years and take a look at what was that like in the booth with you guys working. Here's a little clip.
When I was a young big cat, when he was a young big cat. I worked in the colony, paying my dues, accepted without question the prevailing views that a big cat's life was one long ride. Digging holes, standing guard till it crossed my mind. I was wrong, and all alone, all that I needed was very dead. What a wonderful
Yeah, no, no,
That was on the movie.
that was, yeah. I'm scared.
Where?
And we recorded it, you know, and we're thinking, yeah, but we thought, recording this 90 plus stuff, you know. So there's a clip, I don't know if you have it, but, there's a clip of why we didn't only, we just introduced the song. The song was taken away from us. And it was Elton John who said, I don't want a stinky old fat warthog singing my song.
Yeah, that was pretty persuasive.
Get away with words, that guy.
Yeah. Rob, and this is for Robin 22. What do you see in these guys in terms of their voices and how they fit with those characters? What do you try to pull out? Do you actually try to put their personalities in the characters, their expressions? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's why I saw Nathan and Ernie. I think I tried to convince the company to send me to New York with Mike Surrey, who did Timon. And we actually went for a weekend, saw all these guys and dolls. You guys let us go backstage.
And you showed us the original drawing of Puma, which was a mean guy.
He was a little ferocious at the time. And you actually softened me up. I mean, I went back to your apartment, I remember, and we took pictures of you. I won't say what he was wearing. Those pictures, and I got all these expressions. And if you see some of these clips of me, you'll see expressions of Ernie. And I really try to incorporate that. I really loved, you know, when he smiled, the pinchy little eyes, all that stuff is Ernie.
So there's a kind of an important step in the process, because at the beginning we don't know who the actors are going to be, and we don't really know exactly who the characters are. So we start to explore, we do all these experiments and drawings and different ideas, and then you kind of focus in on the ones that you like, and then it really goes through a kind of a finishing process once you have the actor and the animator, because they're going to marry the two together. They're really going to bring the actor's personality and traits and expressions into the look and the design of the character. So it really doesn't get finished until all the elements are together.
I know a lot of what you suggested, Rob, is to have these guys improv. Because when you get Ernie with Nathan, you want to just get whatever comes out on tape. And one of the best lines in the movie was an improv line. I think when Simba's trying to get a distraction when they go back to Pride Rock at the end of the movie, and they're trying to distract the hyenas so they can sneak in. And Nathan came out with, what do you want me to do, dress and drag and do the hula?
Yeah.
We just were on the floor in the booth and immediately said we can never use that in a movie. So we had to do a lot of selling.
Yes, we did. We did a lot of selling. So on that particular bit, you know, we come up with the idea of using the Hawaiian War Chant, which is a song that existed already. And in Lion King, we used a lot of songs that were, you know, that Elton didn't write. We used It's a Small World. We used I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts.
Yeah.
We used The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Right.
And so we were using these.
We knew it.
No.
Is it, what is that?
We know it.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
So we had to do a lot of selling, including to some of our executives, and say, well, this is a funny gag, but instead of just telling about it, I said to Rob, why don't we perform it?
Well, exactly. So the night before the pitch that we had to do, we ran around the studio. Well, maybe we should just reenact it.
Yeah.
Actually, daily backstage, we need a Sparkletts water bottle and a ukulele.
Wow.
They actually have it backstage.
I get thirsty doing these things.
Disney magic.
It is. So no joke, this is exactly what we did.
So we showed up in the morning, it was a 7:30 a.m. pitch. We did a scene, and then we got to the part where they said, what do you got to create a diversion. And then Timon says, what do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? Lula! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Lula here because he is a treat. Come on down the line on the Stacy's wine. All I gotta do is get in line. Are you aching? Force to make it. He's the big pig. You could be a big pig too.
These guys just went away, into their office and came up with that song. It was awesome. The animators all heard it the next day, and I don't know if the sparkler bottle was still around at that time.
It was.
Yeah,
It was in place.
famous
Well,
sparkler.
let's see how the trained professionals actually did it. Here's the clip from the movie, and now you know it's humble beginnings.
What do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? Hula! Thank you see me. Ain't my money over here because the end of the tree. Counting down the line. Mother's crazy swine. All you have to do is get in line. Ah, yeah. Oh, straight. He's a big pig. You can be a big pig too.
You saw it here first. You can never unsee something like that. Listen, another star of the show in terms of our voice talent were the hyenas, Whoopi and Cheech and Jim Cummings, who played a character named Ed, which we'll talk about in a second. And Jim Cummings is actually with us today. Welcome to the line. Hi, Jim.
Oh my gosh, there I am. First, before we get started, I have to thank you because I've done a lot of Disney characters, and you, and Roger and Alex were the kindest of all because you finally said, let's just draw Ed to look just like him. Thank you. I know, it's freaky.
What was really kind of odd and interesting about this character was you had lines,
Yes.
but they weren't necessarily words all the time.
Well, that's true. However, though, Ed is coming out with books on tape. It was the best of it. So yeah, but well, I remember how we did that. It was Roger was sitting there, and we were wait, we have to do. It's got to be something. I was like a little running gag, I guess. Here, pull my finger. Let's get it. I remember the script for it was, anger, lust, betrayal, hunger, this, and then he was running insouciance, recalcitrance. But it had to be a laugh, so we did that, and I had a legal pad. Everybody else got a really cool script, I got a legal pad. And I sat there and probably Touretted for about a couple hours. Okay, that's good. Good, thank you. Bye. And so,
And where did the name Ed come from?
Well, actually, that's a good question. We had these two characters, Shenzi and Bonsai, and we were like, what's that third one? Laughter. What's he going to be called? And we thought, for some of you know this reference, but there was a show called The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and the guy sitting on to his right was Ed McMahon. So we were like,
Yeah. So we just needed somebody to laugh at the jokes all the time, and that's what you did.
no, I don't think we ever told him that.
Oh.
He knows now.
He knows now. Listen, we brought along actually one of the more sensitive recording sessions. And so we're going to just bring it down a little bit and go to that recording session now. So please, just with respect, let's take a look.
Okay, now David, do one where you start. Get on the wall.
Yeah. We have another 2 hours of that, so if you go back to the coloring on Channel 7, you'll see more of Jim doing that. Yeah, you played, there's actually another character in this movie. You did the voice for...
That's right. I was the underground. I reported from the underground. And,
yes, the underground.
I had a very important job.
Yes, which was played by a strange little animal, a naked mole rat, the first in Disney history.
God, I remember posing. Yeah.
Yeah, we had extensive life drawing classes with you for that. It's kind of embarrassing, but, and I brought that along. So here's Jim coming in his second appearance in Lion King as the naked mole rat from the African underground.
Yes, sir. News from the underground.
Almost.
Yeah, that was real. That was good. Now I have heard, Jim, that you do many other voices for Disney, and I was just wondering if that's true, if you could perhaps tell us what that is.
Oh, I got one. Have you guys have TVs? I am the terror that flies in the night. It stirs the extra nightmares. I am Darkwing Duck. Then I was fortunate enough to be well drawn once again by this gentleman, and all I needed was a smack on the body. But then there was too much bouncing, so I had to get on out of there. Anyway, you know how that goes. We're the chickens. They left too. There's a trend developing here. It's crazy enough to work. So yeah. Disney movies. I know that women, they do like men with big back. I'm just gonna tell you right now. There you go. So yeah, okay.
Stop speaking voice.
Yeah, that was
Oh man. Well, listen, it has been a pleasure to be here. I have to say also that Cheech and Whoopi couldn't be here today, and they wanted to send their best because they are such a big part of this movie. Whoopi just got her Disney Legends Award. And she wanted to be here with you today, but sends her heart and her love to all of you because this is such a big movie.
Come on.
And congratulations, you're a Disney legend.
Thank you. This is you guys' fault for putting me in Lion King, but I'm really glad. I like the statue.
Well, you're welcome. Yeah. And it's the story about how you got into Lion King. How did you did we call you? And what happened?
No, I begged. I actually did. I heard they were making this, and I said, well, can I be in it? And they were like, what? I said, I'd like to be in it. I mean, it's Africa, They said, well, let's find out. And then they waited a little while, and then I found out that you guys said yes. So I was thrilled.
Yeah, we kind of couldn't believe it because the story came to Rob that...
Sure, well, we were sitting it was literally after lunch one day, we were working on the movie, and the head of animation walks into the room and goes, guys, we need to talk about something. Whoopi Goldberg wants to be in your movie. We're like, how does that? It's a miracle. What happened? She goes, she had lunch with Elton John. And she now wants to be in the movie. So you got to figure out something. You got to put her in the movie. And so we're like, well, wow, what could she be? And we thought, because originally when we did our report, it was going to be Cheech. We had a concept, Cheech and Chong, and we couldn't get Chong and Cheech to work together. They're like, we're not working together. So we're like, could it be Cheech and Whoopi? Sounds good.
Yes. And you thought you
we were the only two. But Cheech and I worked exclusively together because we couldn't do it separately. We needed each other. We were trying to find air, but we never could. So they let us play, and that's how we got to do everything we did. It was so, we had a great time. Oh yeah, chemistry is everything. Now, you know, we worked together on Broadway too.
Did you?
Yes.
What?
You tell me. A funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
Oh, yeah.
When we took over for Nathan Lane, yes, the role of the slave, the Roman slave. Shocking, isn't it? It was a thrill of all our lives, but what really got me was the growth from day one to like the second week, third week. I learned to sing is basically what I'm saying. We were a freight train. We were like, we were on there for a year, and she grabbed onto that, and before you knew it, she was the engine. Yeah. And then I got to play with these guys again. So it was really, it's very family oriented.
It is. Yeah. And we made you sing on this movie too. Actually, you have a little clip here, which you probably haven't seen, of you from a couple years ago singing on this movie. So we had a camera, I did a camera in the recording booth, and this was extremely high quality footage of you honestly singing 23 years ago. Here, let's take a look.
For the death of the king.
Is he sick?
No, fool, we're gonna kill him. Simba, too. Idiots, there will be a king.
But you just said.
I will be king. Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again.
I'm telling you. So you're 2 years older, and we're all 23 years older. Yeah, what is that for? That's the word.
All the rings are back here like a tree. No, but thanks for this job. I mean, it was really it was a great experience, and lots of fun, and you know, one of the few times that we get to go to a different country and see all the beauty and the pageantry.
Yep.
And so I just want to say thanks, because you know, it took a very long time for the next group to come along, so appreciate the gig.
Yeah. I know this setup reminds all of you of The View. So I wanted to get down and just ask a mushy question. Jim, we can start with you. Just after all this time, what does it mean? This character, this movie, the themes of it, what does this mean to you?
Gosh, for me, it's like being invited to be, would you like to be written into Gone with the Wind? Yes. Yes, I would, and thank you. All of you.
You know, this was, as we've talked about, this was kind of the little film that could, and to see the miracle of The Lion King as it happened. We had no idea. We had no idea that it was going to, but I think we just put our heart and souls in it under the direction of Rob and Roger and Don, and we just had a ball. We just had a great time.
Rob, what's it like?
Well, you know, I think for me, what's most important is it's really a father and son story. And my son is here in the audience. He's not yet 5 years old. And he hasn't seen the movie yet. So he's only seen Hakuna Matata, and I just can't wait to be king and sing them all the time at home. But obviously, that's going to be a very important moment, so I just wanted to fill the space.
The little kid who was put on the couch by his mother around 7 o'clock at night and watched the Wonderful World of Disney. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I wanted to be in there. I wanted to be friends with Tinkerbell, and I wanted to live in that world. And I can't believe I actually got to live in this world and be part of Disney family. So it's something that will live on way past me and like Snow White forever. So thank you guys.
I hated it. I got the stomach virus on this film. I threw up for 8 straight weeks. You know, I got this cool crew jacket. No, I mean, for me, being here at D23 is an awesome thing, and to be with this group that I haven't seen in so many years, and to be a part of history. And so many of you have said this, and I know I speak for all of us, come up and said, you guys created my childhood. And to hear that as a creator and know that we gave something to you when really it was just something we just love to do. We just were hanging out, having fun. But that it affected all of you so much means so much to us.
Look, anything to add to that?
What happened?
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what? Yes, I would like your jacket. We would like to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony will now give his jacket. I'll be giving my trousers to Ernie after the show. Listen, and for me, working with these people, I'm the luckiest guy on the planet, and the other lesson of this movie is humble beginnings. So what started with King of the Jungle and A Spark with Ball and a Ukulele has ended up being this phenomenon, which is still unbelievable to me, and I think not only you guys, but all of you in the audience that have made it that way. It wouldn't be a Lion King D23 get-together without one more surprise, and we have a great surprise announcement for you that we're going to do on the big screen. Let's take a look.
We are all connected in the great circle of life.
It's the circle of life, and it moves us all.
It is time.
Till we find out
Who you are my son.
the circle of life.
Disney's The Lion King. Start your signature collection on digital August 15th. And bring home a piece of The Lion King. Only on Blu-ray August 29th.
Love that. Lion King's coming back, and if you've guessed it already, that's our great news. You're the first to hear it. So this is really the first big digital distribution of the film. So on Blu-ray and digitally, you can take it home and own it. It's coming out of the Disney Vault, which is where we all live, actually, during the week. And it's going to be there for you guys to enjoy. You know, one of the things that people remember about Lion King is that Can You Feel the Love Tonight was really the Oscar-winning song, the Academy Award for Best Song. If you ask people, Elton and Jim, thank you. If you ask people what they remember most about the music, they might say the great anthem from Elton and Jim, The Circle of Life. And here to sing it for you are literally hundreds of our lifelong friends and fans of The Lion King. Here we go. the person who sang it 23 years ago, the original singer from the film. She still records for the Walt Disney Company and has for the last 20 years. Welcome to the stage, the incomparable Carmen Twillie.